fueling truck is on its way. Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it. Catering vehicles are on their way. Fuel truck is in position. Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it.
Following is requested. Read back all runway and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact you have information Yankee. For Changi Airport, information Yankee. 1230 Zulu. Wind 120 at 6. Visibility 6.
Delivery, Singapore 654, any chance of runway 20 check.
Bamboo 656 radio check.
Singapore 653, read back correct. Bamboo 656, Singapore clearance, roger, reading you loud and clear.
Bamboo 656 with information Yankee, request IFR clearance to Ho Chi Minh.
Please use your airplane fuel system to set the desired fuel quantity.
Bamboo 656 cleared to Ho Chi Minh, maintain VFR at or below 5500 feet. Departure frequency 124.05, A squawk 3555, expect runway 20 center.
Bamboo 656 with information Yankee, request IFR clearance to Ho Chi Minh.
IFR clearance Ho Chi Minh City, Singapore 182. 1 second while I grab the paperwork. Singapore clearance, this is Singapore 234, request IFR clearance to Mali. We have information Sierra. Bamboo 656, information Yankee is current. Clear to chance on Nhat via the Murphy. Johor Bahru 9er Bravo departure, then as filed. Departure runway 20 center, initial climb to 4,000. Departure on 124.05, squawk 1642.
Clear to Tân Sơn Nhất via the Victor Mike Romeo 9 Bravo departure and S5 departure runway 20 center. Initial climb to 4,000, departure on 124.05. Squawk 1642. Bamboo 656.
Runway 20 center, initial time is 6,000, departure 120.3, walk 3231, Singapore 66, thank you. Bamboo 656, read back correct, ground will be on 120.905.
120.905, Bamboo 656, good day, bye bye.
1 second while I grab the paperwork.
Ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome on Bamboo Airways Flight 656, departing from Singapore to Tan Son Nhat International Airport. My name is Astrid Hansen, and I'm your lead flight attendant today, alongside my wonderful colleagues Lars, Ingrid and Bjorn. We're thrilled to have you with us. Please take your seats according to your boarding passes and
Alright,
stow your hand
clear
luggage in
to
the overhead bins
Bangkok
under the
via
seats in
the
front of you.
Victor Mike
If you
Romeo
need
6
any
Alpha
assistance,
departure
don't
and
hesitate
inbound
to reach
departure
out
runway
to our friendly crew.
center.
We're here to
Initial
help.
climb 6000
Thank you for
departure
choosing
on
Bamboo Airways.
124.0
We hope
fast
you
squad
have a pleasant flight.
4137 Singapore 116.
Qantas 82 ready for pushback.
Qantas 82, cleared for push and start.
Pushback approved. Qantas 82.
Swiss 177, contact tower on 118.25 so long.
Over to tower 118.25, so long. Swiss 177.
Malaysia 873, we'll let them know where is the
Cockpit preparation checklist keeping scope remove V1DD.
taxi departing via Alpha Bravo
70 kilograms, set seatbelts on, either snap or rep 1009 set cockpit preparation checklist complete.
Scooter 325, Singapore ground. Taxi to D41 via Whiskey 6, Whiskey, Quebec, Papa 1, Papa 4, Papa 7. Good day.
Taxi to 941 via Whiskey 7, Whiskey, Quebec, Papa 4, Papa 7, Scooter 325. Singapore 861, push and start approved, face south. Negative, Singapore 861, taxi, taxi, 02 Charlie. Taxi to 02C via Victor, SC2, Echo Papa, Echo 10, Echo 11, contact tower 1 ready. Singapore 862 ready. Singapore 221, contact tower on 118.25.
118.25, Singapore 2212. Cathay 304, ready for taxi.
All aircraft be advised, information mic is now current. QNH 1009er.
Taxi runway 2 center via Lima 6, Lima 7, Echo, Papa, Echo 10, Echo 11, Cathay 304.
Philippine 512 heavy request, taxi to runway. Philippine 512, pushback approved, face northeast. Philippine 512 heavy request, taxi to runway.
Tower on 118.25, Singapore 7355. Singapore ground, Singapore 606, request push and start.
Bypass pin inserted. Just let me know when you're ready to start the pushback.
Singapore ground, Singapore 606, request push and start. Qatari 947, request push and start.
Qatari 947, cleared for push and start. Pushback approved, Qatari 947. Ground, Jetstar 329er, ready for takeoff.
Jetstar Asia 329er, Singapore Changi ground contact tower on 118.25 for takeoff clearance.
Push and start approved, face southwest, Skyway 4981. Ground today, 645, the request IFR clearance to follow the two-way operation function.
Passengers board started.
645, request IFR clearance to Kuala Lumpur. Requesting IFR clearance to Kuala Lumpur. Singapore ground, Singapore 494 super request clearance. I'll grab that clearance. Give me just a minute. Singapore ground, Singapore 494 super 30-5 via the Aeros 5 Bravo departure, then as filed. Departure runway 20 center, initial climb to 4000, departure on 124.05. Squawk 6512, Singapore 494 Super.
Singapore 494, read back correct.
Clear to Sukarno Hatta via the Annex 7 Echo departure. Then as filed, departure runway 02 left. Initial climb 4000, departure on 124.05. Squawk 6742, KLM 107.
Royal Dutch Airlines 107, read back correct.
May I see your
Malaysia 873, IFR to Kuala Lumpur with information Tango.
Give me 1 second for that clear.
Thai Air Asia 350, request pushback.
Thai Air Asia 350. Push and start approved.
Thai Air Asia 350.
Singapore ground, Singapore 755, road protected. Singapore 755, pushback approved, face northeast. Singapore ground, Singapore 755, ready for taxi.
boarding pass, please?
Changi ground, Thai 414, request progressive taxi.
Good evening.
Thai 414, pushback and engine start approved at stand Echo 26, face northeast.
No. Thai 404, request taxi. Request taxi.
All aircraft be advised, information Victor is now current. QNH 1010.
This way.
Ground, Sergeant 573, ready to push. Could you let me know if you are connected? Disregard. Moving south. Contact ground services. Chester 53.
Singapore ground, Singapore 494, radio check. Singapore ground, Singapore 494, request IFR clearance to OMDB.
I'll have your clearance in just a second.
Welcome on board.
Singapore ground, Singapore 494, information closed, current to derive via the Aero S5B, departure then as filed, depart runway 20C, initial climb to 4000. Departure on 124.05, squawk 4442.
Singapore 482, request taxi.
Good evening.
Singapore 482, push and start approved, face southwest.
Singapore 482, request taxi. Ready to
This
taxi.
way.
Singapore 528, request push and start.
Singapore 528, push and start.
This way.
Pushback approved, Singapore 528.
Thai Air Asia 350, ready to taxi.
Thai Air Asia 350, taxi to runway 20 center via Lima 5, Lima 8, Echo Papa.
20 center via Lima 5, Lima 8, Echo Papa, Thai Air Asia 350.
All aircraft information hotel is now current. QNH 1006.
185 Singapore 332 heavy.
Singapore 332, pushback and start approved, face northeast.
Ground Singapore 332 heavy, request taxi.
Singapore Airlines 665, Singapore ground, push and start approved.
Good evening.
Push and start approved. Singapore 665. Singapore ground. Singapore 665. We are ready for push and start. Information Moscow.
Singapore Airlines 665, Singapore ground, pushback and start approved.
Singapore 213, contact tower on 118.25.
Tower reaching 25, that could help still.
Singapore ground, scooter 658, request taxi. Scooter 658, push and start approved, face north. Singapore 812, request push and start.
Singapore 812, cleared for push and start.
Pushback approved, Singapore 812.
Singapore 534, contact Jakarta radar on 132.3.
Switching to Jakarta radar on 132.3, Singapore 534.
Qantas 39 Heavy, ready for taxi.
Welcome on.
All aircraft be advised, information India is now current. QNH 1008.
Good morning, Shanghai ground. Stingray November 239 Alpha Zulu. Requesting engine start.
Stingray 9er Alpha Zulu, engine start approved.
Qantas QF3 Super. IFR clearance.
Good evening.
I'll grab that clearance, give me just a minute. Singapore ground, scooter 408, request taxi. Scooter 408, pushback approved, face southeast.
Good evening.
Singapore ground, scooter 408, request taxi 20 Taxi right way 20 center via Papa Echo North, scooter 408.
Singapore 516 ready for pushback.
Singapore 516, cleared for push and start.
Push and start approved. Singapore 516.
Runway 02 center, yeah, Lima 5, Lima 8, Echo Papa, Echo 10, Echo 11, Delta Asia 285.
Bypass pin inserted. Just let me know when you're ready to start the pushback.
Singapore ground, Singapore 324, ready for taxi.
Ground to flight deck, cleared for engine start in sequence.
ILS approach to runway 56 right at Denver, Turkish Panagrade.
Bamboo 656 ready for push and start.
Garuda Indonesia 538 Singapore ground tug is on the way to gate A17. Information Quebec is current.
Bamboo 656, Singapore ground, push and start approved, face northeast.
Push and start through facing northeast. Bamboo 656. Before start checklist, backing reset, takeoff speed and thrust V1 156, VR 159, V2 161, flex time 67 degrees Celsius set, windows closed, beacons on before start checklist complete.
Ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome aboard Bamboo Airways Flight 656, departing from Singapore to Tan Nhat International Airport. My name is Astrid Hansen, your lead flight attendant today, and I'm joined by my fantastic colleagues Lars, Ingrid and Bjorn. We're thrilled to have you with us. As we prepare for takeoff, please ensure your seatbelts are fastened. To fasten your seatbelt, insert the metal fitting into the buckle until you hear a click. To unfasten, simply lift the buckle. In the unlikely event of a loss of cabin pressure, oxygen masks will drop down from the panel above you. All the masks do not need to stop the flow of oxygen. Place it over your nose and mouth and secure it with the elastic band. Remember to put your mask on first before assisting others. For those of you seated near the exits, please take note of the emergency exits located at the front, middle and rear of the aircraft. In the event of an emergency, follow the illuminated exit signs to reach the exits.
Locking gear.
Life vests are located under your seats. To use them, pull the vest out, slip it over your head, and pull the straps to tighten. Inflate the vest by pulling the red tabs or by blowing into the tubes. We expect
Singapore
a flight
38
time
ready
of
for push and
approximately
start.
1 hour and 41 minutes at a cruising
Singapore
altitude of
38, push and start
32,000 feet. If you have any
Pushback
questions
and start
or need
approved.
assistance,
Singapore 38.
please don't hesitate to ask. Thank you for choosing Bamboo Airways, and we hope you have a pleasant flight. Now, Captain Viet Vong Vei, the cabin is ready for departure.
Release parking brakes, please. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Ground, Singapore 5, requesting pushback and engine start.
We're ready to go when you are.
Starting engine 2.
Face south.
Singapore 25.
Singapore 25, push back and start approved, face south.
Gentlemen, welcome aboard. This is your flight attendant.
Push back and start approved, face south. Singapore 25.
Singapore 116, contact tower on 118.25, safe flight.
Over the tower, thank you, Singapore 16.
Thai Air Asia 350, contact tower on 118.1.
Check that all your items are put away so that the aisle is clear.
Thai Air Asia 350.
If you're in an
Singapore
emergency,
Philippines 78 for heavy, signing off. Thank you so much for the guidance. Thank you.
if
Goodbye.
you're not able to comply with these actions, please let us know.
Philippines 784, you're welcome. Have a great day.
You are free to use your portable
Cleveland
electronic
100 request.
devices.
Clearance for Jakarta.
Electronic devices are stowed once you start.
I am working on that clearance. Stand by.
Singapore ground, Singapore 222 Super request a gate.
Good evening.
Singapore 222, taxi to Terminal 3 via Echo 3, Echo Papa, Quebec Victor. Have a good day.
Roughly 1 hour and 40 minutes.
Singapore ground, Singapore 222 Super request to take gate B3.
If you have not already, please fasten your seatbelt.
Login information, Lada 554.
That must be the full upright and locking system for the first.
Singapore ground, good day, Lufthansa 769, request full
Please set parking brakes. Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
769er, push back and engine start approved. Face north.
Vietnam Airlines
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Vietnam Airlines 656, push and start approved.
Push back and start approved. Vietnam Airlines 656.
Hân hạnh chào đón quý khách trên chuyến bay của Bamboo Airways, hãng hàng không của sự hiếu khách.
Welcome aboard Bamboo Airways, the airline of hospitality.
Kính thưa quý khách, vì an toàn của chuyến bay, kính mời quý khách theo dõi hướng dẫn về an toàn trên máy bay.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the safety of the flight, may we have your attention for the safety demonstration.
Khi đã lên máy bay, đề nghị quý khách không hút thuốc dưới mọi hình thức.
Once on board, any type of smoking is strictly prohibited.
Các thiết bị điện tử phải được tắt nguồn hoặc chuyển sang chế độ máy bay trong suốt hành trình bay.
Electronic devices must be turned off or switched to flight mode during the flight.
Quý khách lưu ý không sử dụng các thiết bị điện tử trong quá trình máy bay hạ cất và hạ cánh.
Charging electronic devices is not allowed during taxi takeoff and landing.
Trong quá trình máy bay lan cất và hạ cánh, quý khách cài dây an toàn, dựng thẳng lưng ghế, đúng bàn ăn, xếp gọn chân ghế và màn hình.
During taxi takeoff and landing, you are requested to fasten your seatbelt, set seat back upright, secure tray table, footrest, and monitor.
Quý khách đặt hành lý trong ngăn đựng phía trên hoặc xếp gọn dưới ghế phía trước.
Carry-on luggage is requested to stow under the seat in front of you or in
Vietnam
the
Airlines
overhead
656 ready to taxi.
Trên lối đi, khu vực cửa thoát hiểm, dưới chân các vách ngăn và phía sau chân của quý khách.
The aisle, the exit rows, the area under fixed bulkhead, and behind your leg
Vietnam
must be
Airlines
clear of any
656, taxi to runway 20 center via Victor 12, Victor, Quebec, Echo Papa.
Cài hai đầu khóa vào nhau, nếu vai ghế có thêm một đầu dây móc.
20 center via Victor 12, Victor, Quebec, Echo Papa, Vietnam, Airline 656.
Hoặc bấm đầu khóa.
Singapore 221 request, push back.
An toàn nối dài, vui lòng liên hệ với tiếp viên hàng không để được trợ giúp. Quý khách vui lòng cài dây an toàn và để dây
Push and start approved. Singapore 221.
distribution of infant
Emirates
seatbelt or
349er,
extension
push back and
belt
start
provided by
approved.
cabin.
Face south.
Please make sure your seatbelt is fastened and visible to the cabin. Whenever seatbelt sign is on,
Emirates
please fasten your
349er,
seatbelt.
contact
In the
tower on
event while you are seated, your
118.25.
safety belt is fastened like this. Insert the metal buckle into the other for additional shoulder room. Cross the belt in front of your body, then hook the metal buckle into the lock. Tighten by pulling the strap and unfasten by lifting the buckle or pressing on the lock.
Trường hợp mất áp suất, mặt nạ dưỡng khí sẽ rơi xuống từ phía trên ghế ngồi và trong phòng vệ sinh. Quý khách kéo mạnh mặt nạ nếu có dưỡng khí, đeo mặt nạ đến mũi và miệng, choàng dây qua đầu, siết chặt.
In case of decompression, oxygen mask will be released from the cabin ceiling and in the lavatory. Pull the nearest mask firmly downward to start the flow of oxygen. Place it over your nose and mouth. Wear the plastic band over your head, then tighten it.
Quý khách hãy đeo mặt nạ cho mình trước, rồi giúp trẻ em và các hành khách khác ngồi cùng người giúp đỡ.
Please put on your own mask first, then help the children and anyone nearby who may need assistance.
Trong trường hợp thoát hiểm, hệ thống đèn chỉ lối thoát hiểm sẽ dẫn quý khách đến cửa thoát hiểm.
In case of evacuation, emergency light system will guide you to emergency exits.
Trong khoang thang của tàu, ready for departure. Bốn cửa ở giữa và hai cửa phía sau. Quý khách lưu ý xác định cửa thoát hiểm.
You are on ground frequency. Contact tower for departure clearance.
2 at the front, 4 at the middle, and 2 at the rear. Please identify your nearest emergency exits with marked signs.
Áo phao được đặt dưới ghế ngồi của quý khách hoặc phía dưới bên cạnh ghế. sử dụng. Quý khách lấy áo ra khỏi vị trí.
Singapore
Sẽ bỏ
852
bọc
request
hoặc áo
pushback.
choàng qua đầu và thắt chặt dây quanh eo. Quý khách lưu
Singapore
ý không được làm
852,
phòng áo khi
cleared
ở
for
trong
push
khoang
and
khách.
start.
Life vests are located under your seat or below,
Pushback
next
approved.
to your
Singapore
seat. When instructed
852.
by cabin crews, remove it from its
Singapore
location and
516
package.
contact
Put
tower
the
on
life vest and secure it
118.25.
carefully. Do not inflate the life vest in the cabin.
Ngay tại cửa, quý khách làm phòng áo bằng cách giật mạnh thẻ nhựa
Over
và
to
thổi
tower,
vào ống
Singapore
màu đỏ.
At
516.
exit, pull the tag firmly downwards or blow into mouthpieces to inflate it.
Trên áo phao có còi và đèn để lôi cuốn sự chú ý.
There are a whistle and a light on your vest for attracting attention.
Quý khách lưu ý chỉ sử dụng áo phao trong trường hợp khẩn cấp hoặc khi tiếp viên hàng không yêu cầu. Áo phao trẻ em sẽ được cung cấp và hướng dẫn sử dụng bởi tiếp viên hàng không.
Life vests are used in case of emergency or when instructed by cabin crew only. Infant life vest will be provided and instructed by cabin crew.
Và bây giờ, quý khách đọc bản hướng dẫn an toàn được đặt trong túi ghế phía trước hoặc ngăn bên cạnh.
And now, please read the safety briefing card in the seat pocket in front of you or next to your seat.
Trân trọng cảm ơn sự theo dõi của quý khách. Chúng tôi rất mong quý khách sẽ có trải nghiệm an toàn và thú vị trên các chuyến bay của Bamboo Airways.
We thank you for your attention and we hope you have a great time on board with Bamboo Airways.
Cabin is ready for takeoff.
Ground Cathay 734, pushback facing north, unable. We can only do either facing west or facing east. Cathay 734, we are unable to push back facing north. We can only do face west or face east.
Cathay 734, push and start approved. Face east or west at your discretion.
Singapore 852, ready to taxi.
Singapore 852, taxi to runway 20 center via Victor 13, Victor, Quebec, Echo Papa.
20 center via Victor 13, Victor, Quebec, Echo Papa, Singapore 852.
Singapore 856, ready for push and start.
Singapore 856, push and start approved.
Push back and start approved. Singapore 856.
Singapore 156, contact tower on 118.25, take care.
Switching to tower, Singapore 156, goodbye. Singapore ground, good afternoon. Singapore 328 heavy at stand Echo 8 requesting push and start.
Singapore 328, push and start approved. Face northeast.
Singapore ground, Lufthansa 778 Lima, request taxi to gate. Lufthansa 778 Lima, request taxi to gate.
Lufthansa 778 Lima, taxi to gate F36 via Echo 4, Romeo 1, Romeo 3. Have a good day.
Singapore 856, ready to taxi.
Singapore 856, taxi to runway 20 center via Victor 11, Victor, Quebec, Echo Papa.
20 center via Victor 11, Victor, Quebec, Echo Papa, Singapore 856.
Singapore ground, Lima Papa 49 Bravo, request startup. Singapore ground, Lima Papa 49 Bravo, request startup.
Lima Papa 49 Bravo, startup approved. Push back and start at your discretion. Contact apron on 119er decimal 9er 9er for tug assistance if needed.
Bamboo 656, we are ready to taxi to runway 20 center. After start checklist and size of ECAM status check big trim 26% route trim measure of the start checklist complete.
Bamboo 656, taxi to runway 20 center via Papa 7, Quebec, Echo November.
Taxi to runway 20 center via Papa 7, Quebec, Echo November, Bamboo 656. Clear left side, clear right side, right check, vessel 0, flight control check, full up, full down, neutral, full left, full right, neutral, rudder, full left, full right, neutral.
Singapore ground, Qantas free.
Taxi checklist, flight control check, flap setting config, 3 radar and brake windshield on and auto into motion, normal, ECAM memo, take off mode, taxi checklist complete.
Clearance to Brisbane.
1 second while I grab the paperwork.
Clear to Brisbane after departure flight radar sectors to Sugar, then it's file departure runway 02 center. Initial climb 4,000 feet, departure on 124.05. Squawk 6542 with information, Victor QF3.
Singapore 222, contact tower on 118.25. So long.
Contacting departure on 118.25, Singapore 222.
Ground to the 438 Park.
Scooter 436, pushback and startup approved. Face northeast.
Thai 410 request pushback.
Thai 410, push and start approved.
Pushback and start approved. Thai 410.
Bamboo 656, contact tower on 118.25, safe flight.
118.25, Bamboo 656, good day, bye bye. Good evening, tower, Bamboo 656, horizontal runway 20 center, ready for departure, runway 20 center.
Bamboo 656, Singapore Tower, runway 20C, winds 1308, cleared for takeoff.
Winds 1308, clear for takeoff, runway 20 center, Bamboo 656. Coming through, please take seat for departure.
Cabin crew, take seats for departure.
Air India 2382, contact ground on 120.905.
Ground, Air India 2382.
Malaysian 608, contact departure.
Contacting departure, Malaysia 608.
Singapore tower request IFR to
Lab checklist, checkup runway 20 center confirm TCAS, TAR Parks 1 and 2 on lab checklist complete.
Garuda Indonesia 538 Singapore Tower cleared to Suzuki Karno International Airport via the Anati 8F departure, then as filed. Climb and maintain 4,000 feet. Departure with Singapore departure on 120.3. Squawk 6212. 84 Victor, welcome to Singapore. Contact ground on 120.905.
Ground 120.905, Thai 884 Victor.
Stabilize. Check out.
Tower, Singapore 665, aboard takeoff.
Singapore 665, takeoff aborted, hold position.
Singapore Tower, KLM
Man flight 67 says ARS runway autos flow.
All aircraft be advised, information Lima is now current. UNH 1009er.
Singapore Tower, FedEx 169, going around.
80 knot check.
FedEx 169er, landing clearance cancelled. Execute missed approach procedure. Contact departure on 124.05.
124.05, FedEx 169. Excuse me, missed approach procedure, FedEx 169. Clear for takeoff from
V1.
Singapore 30.
Rotate. V2 check.
All aircraft information, Mike is now current. QNH 1007. Pacifica 2090,
Pacific ground
contact
here.
departure. I'm working on that clearance. Stand by.
Departure on 124.05, squawk 1111, Malaysia 873.
Bamboo 656, contact departure.
Contact departure Bamboo 656. Good day, bye bye.
207.
Good evening, departure Bamboo 656 with you passing 1800, climbing to 3,000 feet.
Bamboo 656, Singapore departure, radar contact. Climb via the SID to flight level 110.
Climb via the SID to flight level 110, Bamboo 656.
Scooter 462,
Scooter 462, climb flight level 220. Bamboo 656, climb flight level 110. Confirm your SID request.
Climbing to flight level 110, Bamboo 656.
132.75, FedEx 5601.
Malaysian 873, climb flight level 260. Malaysian 873, contact Lumpur radar on 132.75.
Contact Lumpur radar on 132.75, Malaysia 873.
Correct, man. Kaya 406. Correct, man. Continuous time. Kaya 406.
Giant 406, climb flight level 220.
Flight level 220, Kaya 406.
Singapore approach, on Nippon 1103, requesting next heading.
On Nippon 1103, turn right heading 305.
Phenom 45 Golf, climb flight level 280.
Climb up flight level 280, 45 Golf.
Alright, go Pacific, Airline 0, 674 5000.
Pacifica 2090, Singapore departure, radar contact. Clear direct Moxie, climb flight level 200.
Yeah, Foxtrot 86, request direct to WSSS for the exit runway.
runway 02 center.
Nokataka Foxtrot 86, contact conjunct Penang radar on 121.4.
Singapore 156 at 2000 for 4000. Coming to 4000, Singapore 156.
Singapore 156, climb flight level 200.
Up to flight level 200, Singapore 156.
Singapore Sierra, Quebec 669er. Contact Jakarta radar on 132.3.
Singapore 306, climb flight level 250.
Singapore departure, Singapore 306. Requesting to repeat again the expected climb altitude.
Bamboo 656, climb flight level 270.
Climbing to flight level 270, Bamboo 656.
Singapore 126, climb flight level 200.
As a reminder,
Flight level 200, Singapore 126.
Dear guests, we are pleased to inform you that the use of electronic devices is now allowed. Feel free to use your devices, but please ensure that they are in airplane mode. Thank you for your cooperation and enjoy the flight.
Giant 406, contact Singapore Tower on 118.25.
118.25, Giant 406. Descend altitude to 500, after establish on the localizer, by Changi to center approach. Can I request runway 20 right, Malaysia 873?
Easy 123, contact Lumpur radar on 132.6.
Lumpur radar 132.6, easy 123.
Pacifica 2090, Singapore departure, contact Lumpur radar on 133.55. Pacifica 2090, climb flight level 340.
340.
Malaysian 873, runway 20 right is available. Cleared for ILS approach, runway 20 right.
May I know if I will be using runway 20 right or 20 to center?
Singapore 893, contact Singapore Tower on 118.25.
Singapore 893.
Malaysian 608, climb flight level 260.
Flight level 260 to Malaysian 608. 122.75 to Malaysian 608.
Mall 234, contact Singapore on 124.05. Bamboo 656, climb flight level 320.
Climbing flight level 320, Bamboo 656.
Singapore 107, contact Singapore Tower on 118.25.
Mission to Singapore Tower on 118.25, Singapore 107.
Good afternoon, departure Cathay 734, Mercing 9 Bravo, departure climbing 4,000, passing 2,500 feet.
Climb flight level 200, Singapore 4 November Sierra Heavy. Singapore 4 November Sierra, direct south.
Singapore 478, direct by south.
Singapore 4 November Sierra, flight level 220.
Lufthansa Cargo 81, Foxtrot Heavy, speed 250 knots.
Speed 250 knots, Lufthansa Cargo 81, Foxtrot Heavy.
Citation Lima 7 Foxtrot, contact Lumpur radar on 133.55.
Switching to Lumpur radar 13355, citation Lima 76.
Singapore 967, contact Singapore Tower on 118.25.
Tower, Singapore 967, highlight runway 0 to left.
Bamboo 656, contact Lumpur radar on 132.75.
Switching to Lumpur radar on 132.75. Bamboo 656. Lumpur radar, Bamboo 656, evening, climbing through flight level 180 for flight level 320.
Radar identified. Good evening.
Look for radar. Golf Papa Echo Lima Zulu, flight level 180, climbing flight level 340.
Golf Papa Echo Lima Zulu, Lumpur radar identified. Good evening. Golf Lima Zulu, climb and maintain flight level 380.
Montana request descend to 3,000 feet. Descend out to 3,000 feet, Cathay San Montana. Cathay San Montana, we're currently about to intercept the localizer around 20 right. Confirm you want me to stay on this frequency or we should contact Singapore approach Cathay San Montana.
Cathay 759 or contact Singapore approach on 124.05. Stingray Alpha Zulu, Lumpur radar, contact Jakarta radar on 132.3.
132.3 for Jakarta. Stingray 9 Alpha.
Just a minute, and right. Group 1 time,
Scooter 436, Lumpur radar, expect the Goopty 1 Tango arrival. I'll have you descending in just a minute.
Group 1, Tango arrival, and in a minute, Scooter 436. Group 1, Tango arrival, Scooter 436.
Lumpur radar, selamat malam. Diver 09, descending flight level 5000.
Lumpur radar identified. Good evening.
Lumpur radar, Singapore 126, we're with you at flight level 200, inbound to Sabka.
Singapore 126, Lumpur radar identified. Good evening. 126, B230 knots.
C230 knots, Singapore 126.
Tower, good afternoon, Malaysia 873. Expect the W1 Juliet over, expect the W1 Juliet arrival and descend in the button with Malaysia 873.
873, B230 knots.
72, unable, flight level 400, crash flight level 370, for cruise.
Malaysian 72, climb flight level 370.
190 knots, FedEx 169.
FedEx 169er, contact Singapore approach on 124.05.
124.05, FedEx 169.
Malaysian 608, contact Lumpur approach on 135.25.
135.25 for Malaysia 608.
Malaysian 608, descend via Gulf 1 Golf into Lumpur.
Descend up to 4000 feet, heading 302 towards Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia 873.
Malaysian 873, contact Lumpur approach on 135.25. 230 knots.
330 knots, Malaysia 2505.
Lumpur radar, Malaysian 2747, flight level 330. 47 radar contact.
Do you read my destination?
Speed 210 knots. Speed 210 knots, initial is 1. Contact for approach on 135 decimal flight, initial is 1. Singapore 126, contact lumber approach on 135 decimal 25. Contact lumber approach on 135 decimal 25, Singapore 126. Cat 5211, descend and maintain flight level 230.
Down to flight level 230, Red Cat 5211.
Our chicken satay and the tropical fruit platter are absolutely delightful. After the service, we will also have articles from the Bamboo Airways shop available for you to browse. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight from Singapore to Ho Chi Minh City. Thank you for flying with us.
Look for radar, Thai Air Asia 350, flight level 370. 350, radar contact.
656, one for radar, you're leaving controlled airspace. Contact Oceanic Control. Primary is 119.565, secondary is 132.335.
Read that. Contacting Oceanic Control, primary 119.565. Oceanic Control, Bamboo 656, evening, maintaining flight level 320.
Bamboo 656, Oceanic Control, roger. Maintain flight level 320.
Maintain flight level 320, Bamboo 656.
759, request descent to flight level 390.
Cathay 759, roger. Maintain flight level 400.
Negative. My request was to descend to flight level 390. For Charlie at flight level 400, Cathay 759. Negative. Request to descend to flight level 390. Cathay 759.
Switching to Ho Chi Minh Control on 120.9er, Bamboo 656. Ho Chi Minh Control, Bamboo 656, evening, maintaining flight level 320.
Bamboo 656, Ho Chi Minh Control identified. Good evening.
Was your arrival in about 15 minutes. Which runway did you expect it at Ho Chi Minh? 182, which runway at Ho Chi Minh?
Singapore 182, Ho Chi Minh Control. Expect the Zobi 1 Sierra arrival. 656, Ho Chi Minh Control, expect the Video 1 Tango arrival. I'll have you descending in about 15 minutes. Just say the word if you'd like to start down earlier.
Scooter 161, you are leaving control airspace. Contact Oceanic Control. Primary is 119.565. Secondary is 132.335.
Expecting the Biden 1 Tango arrival. Bamboo 656.
Sometimes Center, Scooter 161, request flight level 370.
Scooter 161, climb and maintain flight level 360.
Maintain flight level. Scooter 161, request flight level 370.
Scooter 161, climb and maintain flight level 370.
Approach Liner, small Liner, Scooter 321.
Scooter 324, say again.
Control Scooter 161, level 30 would like to remain at flight level 360, please.
Scooter 161, roger, maintain flight level 360.
Flight level 360, thank you, Scooter 161.
Scooter 161, climb and maintain flight level 380.
Ho Chi Minh Control, Singapore 186 is flight level 400.
Singapore 186, Ho Chi Minh Control identified. Good evening.
Expecting the VCAS 3 Hotel arrival detected about 10 minutes before 186.
Control, hello, Scooter 336, level 5360.
Fortunately, Cessna Cruiser 350, request south.
Learjet Yankee Bravo Golf, contact Ho Chi Minh Control on 120.1.
120.1. Yankee Bravo Golf.
Learjet Lima Victor Yankee Bravo Golf, Ho Chi Minh Control, radar contact, climb 7,000.
Yankee Bravo Golf.
Airlines 471, descend and maintain flight level 090.
Next line runway to Vietnam Airlines 111.
Alicia 929, contact Ho Chi Minh Control on 120.1.
Ho Chi Minh Control 120.1, good day.
Vietnam Airlines 471, roger, report when established on the localizer.
Control, good morning, Scooter 161, flight number 360.
Scooter 161, Ho Chi Minh Control, roger.
161, unable flight level 380, would like to remain at flight level 360, please.
Scooter 161, roger. Maintain flight level 360.
Victor with you, 2,000 feet to 4,000. Climb and maintain flight level 140, Thai 88 for Victor.
Bamboo 656, descend via 51 Tango into Tansan Nhat.
Descend via the BT1 Tango into Tungsong Nhuk Bamboo 656.
HT following is requested. Read back all runway
Ladies and
and hold short
gentlemen, we have now
instructions.
left our cruising altitude and have
Advise on
started our
initial
approach to
contact you
Tan
have
Son Nhat
information
International
zero.
Airport. Please return to your seats and
Tan
ensure
Son
that your seatbelts are
Nhat
fastened.
International
The use of
Airport.
lavatories is no longer
Information
allowed at this time. Thank you for your
14000.
cooperation.
Wind 240 at 13. Have okay. Temperature 27. Dew point 25. QNH 1007. Density alpha.
Climb and maintain flight level 100, high 88, perfect. Vietnam Airlines 471 and Technical 140 inbound to Asia.
Vietnam Airlines 471, Ho Chi Minh Center, roger. Vietnam Airlines 656, contact Tan Son Nhat approach on 126.35.
Switching to Tan Son Nhat approach on 126.35, Vietnam Airlines 656.
Bamboo 656, cross TSH at altitude 3000, QNH 1007.
Cross TSH at 3000, QNH 1007, Bamboo 656.
Bamboo 656, turn right heading 085 vectors for the ILS runway 25 left approach.
Turn right heading 085 vector for the ILS approach runway 25 left, Bamboo 656.
Bamboo 656, contact cancel that approach on 126.35.
126.35, Bamboo 656. Good evening, approach Bamboo 656 descending to 3000 feet. We have information, India.
Bamboo 656, Nhat approach identified. Good evening, Nhat, QNH 1007. Expect the ILS runway 25 left approach into Nhat.
Expect the ILS approach runway 25 left, Bamboo 656.
Vietnam Airlines 773, contact Ho Chi Minh Control on 120.1.
Over to Ho Chi Minh Control on 120.1, Vietnam Airlines 773.
Bamboo 656, turn left heading 045.
Turn left heading 045, Bamboo 656.
Cathay 767, continue on the Doll 2 Golf arrival.
Cathay 767 will co-maintain and establish altitude when I'm on the island.
Singapore 177, contact Ho Chi Minh Control on 120.1.
Ho Chi Minh Control 120.1, Singapore 177 heavy. Descent 2,500 onto establish. Clear ILS, runway 25 left. Cathay 767 heavy.
Cathay 767, contact Nhat Tower on 118.7.
Contact tower 118.7, Cathay 767 heavy. 350, Singapore 177 heavy.
Hands-on approach, November 6518 Yankee, ready for descent. Disregard, sorry.
November 6518 Yankee, say requested altitude for descent.
Disregard my mistake. I didn't mean to say descent. Approach Cathay 767, which is descending to right now 6700.
Cathay 767, 10 from that approach. Good evening, Bongtown, QNH 1008. Cathay 767, 10 from that approach. Descend and maintain 4,000.
Captain, cabin is ready. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now on our final approach into Ho Chi Minh City. Please turn off all electronic devices and stow them until we have arrived at the gate. Ensure your tray tables are put away, your seats are in the full upright position, and your seat belts are fastened. Our Bamboo Airways staff will provide you with information regarding your connecting flights once we are on the ground. Thank you for your cooperation.
We have begun our final descent into your destination. Flight attendants will be passing through the cabin to select any track one final time. Please ensure tray tables are stowed and seats are in the full upright position. Please also store any carry-on items either in the back pocket or under the seat button. Please complete all Wi-Fi related tasks and stow any larger electronics.
TFDI-1, contact Ho Chi Minh Control on 120.1.
DI-1 request, disregard.
Bamboo 656, turn left heading 020.
Turn left heading 020, Bamboo 656.
Switching to Ho Chi Minh Control on 120.1, VHS 3930.
On Nhat departure. Cathay Pacific 7032, ready to copy IFR.
1 second while I grab the paperwork. TFDI-1, climb flight level 280.
280 TFDI-1.
Vietnam Airlines 471, climb and maintain flight level 070. Vietnam Airlines 471, climb and maintain flight level 120.
Vietnam Thailand 111.
Scooter 306, contact hands from Nhat Tower on 118.7.
Tower on 118.7, 306.
The cabin is now secure for landing.
3500, Cathay 77.
Cathay 767, contact hands on Nhat Tower on 118.7.
Bamboo 656, turn left heading 360.
Turn left heading 360, Bamboo 656.
Bamboo 656, proceed direct Tango Sierra 416. Descend altitude 2000 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 25 left approach.
Direct Tango Sierra 416 descend to 2000 until established on the localizer. Clear for the ILS approach runway 25 left, Bamboo 656. Approach checklist, Barrow Rep 1007 set. Seatbelts on, seatbelts on minimum 341 set. All break off function position and more. Approach checklist complete.
Vietjet 3930, contact Phnom Penh Center on 127.5.
Switching to Phnom Penh Center on 127.5. Vietjet 3930.
Bamboo 656, contact Tan Son Nhat Tower on 118.7.
118.7, Bamboo 656.
Singapore 186, welcome to Tan Son Nhat. Contact ground on 121.6.
121.6, Singapore 186. 25, contact departure.
Contact departure, Midland 825. Tan Son Nhat Tower.
2,500.
Cathay 767, on final, runway 25 right.
Cathay 767, Tan Son Nhat Tower, turn right, heading 005.
Captain 1, contact departure. Departure.
Speed. Bamboo 656, we are on final runway 25 left.
Vietnam Airlines 132, contact departure.
Vietnam Airlines 1187, contact ground on 121.6.
Bamboo 656, Tan Son Nhat Tower, wind 230 at 10. Runway 25 left, cleared to land.
Clear Jet 6 Bravo Lima, contact departure.
Clear to land runway 25 left, Bamboo 656.
Ho Chi Minh departure, Clear Jet 6 Bravo Lima is going to 3000 for 4 on departure.
Vietjet 1311, wind 230 at 10, runway 25 right, cleared to land.
25 right, cleared to land, VHF 1311.
Check. Cabin crew, please check seats for landing.
Okay, Captain, I will check the seats for landing.
Landing checklist.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we prepare for landing, please ensure that your seatbelts are fastened.
EK memo landing
Your
no blow. Landing
seatbacks are in
checklist
the upright
complete.
position, and all carry-on luggage is stowed securely. Thank you.
Cabin crew, please check seat for landing.
Okay, Captain, I'll check the seats for landing.
Check.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we prepare for landing, please ensure that your seatbelts are fastened. Your seatbacks are in the upright position, and all carry-on luggage is stowed securely. Thank you.
Continue.
Flight slow.
Vietjet 1311, contact ground on 121.6.
Flight slow.
Ground, VHF 1311.
Flight slow. Too low. Terrain.
20. Retard. 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 Retard.
Spoiler reverse rain diesel. Heading out manual brakes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached our destination. The local time is 9.
Bamboo 656, welcome to Tan Son Nhat. Contact ground
Thai Air Asia 659er holding short runway 25 left, ready for departure.
Thai Air Asia 659er, wind 230 at 10,
We have just
runway
landed at Tan
25
Son
left,
Nhat International
cleared for
Airport.
takeoff.
What a landing that was. Excellent job by our captain.
25 left, cleared for takeoff. Thai Air Asia 659er.
Please remain seated with your seat.
121.6 Bamboo 656.
And here's a fun fact about Ho Chi Minh City. It's known for its vibrant street food scene, so make sure to try some local dishes while you're here. The weather is quite lovely today.
Good evening, route Bamboo 656. We are is clear of active runway 25 left. Request taxi to the gates.
First Officer Khan Tran and the entire crew, including Lars, Ingrid and Bjorn, would like to say goodbye and wish you a pleasant stay in this beautiful city.
Bamboo 656, taxi to Park 160 via Sierra 7 Victor. Good evening.
Taxi to Park 160 Tango via Sierra 7. Victor. Good evening, Bamboo 656.
1 second while I grab the paperwork.
All aircraft be advised, information X-ray is now current. QNH 1009er.
Có điều, Hoa Kỳ không thể ngờ rằng Việt Nam Cộng Hòa vốn là đứa con đẻ được học sinh ra.
Ground, VHF 1311, taxi to parking.
Tỏ ra là một chính phủ.
Vietjet 1311, taxi to parking via Papa 6, cross runway 25 right, then cross runway 25 left, then Sierra 10 Victor Sierra 5.
Papa 6, cross runway 25 right, then cross runway 25 left, then Sierra 10, Victor Sierra 5 via jet 1311.
Tanson at ground, Scooter 305, request push and start. Facing east, Scooter 305.
Thông qua đạo luật tháng 10 năm 50 và lên hành kèm đi khắp miền Nam để tiến hành trách nhiệm. Với đạo luật này, chính quyền Diệm đã củng cố dã man
Vietnam Airlines 7224 ready to taxi.
Vietnam Airlines 7224 taxi to runway 25 left via Victor Sierra.
25 left via Victor Sierra, Vietnam Airlines 7224.
đã tạo ra một bộ máy lãnh đạo yếu kém và tiền viện trợ từ Washington không thực sự hiệu quả. Thế nên khi nghĩ giảm viện trợ, kinh tế của Việt Nam Cộng hòa ngay lập tức rơi vào khủng hoảng, lương thực và vũ khí bán ra chợ đen.
All aircraft information Quebec is now current. QNH 1010.
Tanson at ground, Transworld 178 Heavy at gate 76, requesting pushback and engine start. Push and start approved facing west, Transworld 178 Heavy.
Tôi đi dạo và các anh em của mình là những con trên công tàu sụt lở. Bởi vậy, chính quyền do anh em họ Hồ Biển Đông đã không ngần ngại ban hành các chính sách phân biệt đối xử với các chủ tàu khác. Địa điểm là vào năm 1963, chính quyền diện Đà Nẵng.
Crown Vietnam 33 requesting taxi to the octave.
Vietnam Airlines 33, push and start approved. Face north. All aircraft information Quebec is now current. QNH 1009er.
Ground Cathay 1518 ready to taxi.
Air Hong Kong 562 request pushback.
Air Hong Kong 562 push and start approved.
Pushback and start approved. Air Hong Kong 562.
Vietjet 1152 contact tower on 118.7.
Over to tower, Vietjet 1152.
Mặc dù vậy, sau khi hiệp định Paris được ký kết ngày 27 tháng 1 năm 1977, Sài Gòn đã mất đi toàn bộ sự hỗ trợ của Hoa Kỳ. Đúng là chính quyền này không thể sống sót.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have now parked at Tan Son Nhat International Airport. On behalf of Captain Viet Vung Ve, First Officer Contran, and the entire crew, I would like to thank you for flying with Bamboo Airways Flight 656 from Singapore to Ho Chi Minh City. We hope you have a wonderful stay here, whether you're enjoying a beautiful vacation or traveling safely to your next destination. It was a pleasure having you on board, and we look forward to welcoming you again in the future. Goodbye and take care.
Air Hong Kong 562 ready to taxi.
Không chỉ những người nắm quyền lực tối cao mà các cấp của bộ máy lãnh đạo Sài Gòn rõ ràng